Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports, and we're back with Doc's Daily, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every day, Monday through Friday. And I got the big crew today. We're back together. It's been a few weeks. Tony, Nick, and Griffin are joining me today, and we've got an exciting day today. We've got the end of the NHL season, got Major League Baseball full card today, and don't forget, play-in tournament. Play-in tournament has been my death the last 2 years. I'm committed today to end this. It's like, I don't know, what is it, 3 years now, Tony, that the play-in tournament's been in existence?
Yep.
I think I'm like 1 in 6 or something. The last 3 years. I just can't pick. It doesn't matter. Side, total. I've been all over the place. This is the best play-in tournament, especially in the Western Conference, that we've had in a long time. I think these actual teams are fighting finally for something, and I like that. So we'll talk a little bit of that as well. But don't forget, if you haven't done so, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. You hit that docsports.com/free60 to get a $60 free account. Very simple. Our best plays are always over at the website. So people like what you hear here. Sometimes every once in a while you'll get a gem of one of our best plays, but not usually. Usually you got to go over there and get them, and you can get it for free, free 60 at the end of docsports.com. You just type that in. You get $60 for free, and it's $30 per day per sport. So if you like Tony's MLB today, you jump in on it for $30. If you like Griffin, say NHL, you jump on that and test us out and see what we are about. And there's a profit guarantee. So if we lose, you get that $30 back, and you can try it again the next day. So it's the same thing you get if you're actually spending your money. It's literally like you're spending $60 for free or of your hard-earned money. If we lose, you get your money back into your account to use the next day. Okay, let's get to it. Tony, what do you got today? You got any big plays today?
You know what? I got a 4-unit madness day over at the website. I got a 3-unit play in the NHL. NHL's a little tricky now with the season winding down and who's playing, who's not playing. But I've got one of those games tonight where I got a little bit of an underdog I think is going to get it done for everybody. And then, of course, just cherry picking 4-unit best bets, NBA player props. I've done it that way all year long. And, Craig, it's interesting. Everybody just wants to hammer top plays instead of just being patient. It's kind of like watching the Masters this weekend. The guys that were in the top 10, they just were patient with the golf course. You don't want to go for it on every par 5 with a 4-iron in your hand. Sometimes you want to lay it up, get on the green, make yourself a nice score. And so we've been cherry picking these to 62% year to date in the NBA in props, which is damn good. So nothing overly fancy today. Got an NBA 4-unit totals play as well tonight for everybody. And it's kind of one of those low-key, surgically strike, approach by stealth, and then shower with multiple warheads when you get there.
Yeah, so people that don't know are what we call top plays are 5, 6, 7, and 8-unit plays. That's why if you see the big play alerts, that's when you actually you see some of those sprinkled in there. When we have lesser plays, doesn't mean they're 1 unit less. A 4-unit play is 1 less of a 5-unit play. So it's not like if we have a 7-unit play and we have a 4-unit play that it's not even twice as strong. That's why we have the unit plays. So make sure you follow the process. The process is as important as the plays, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Because if I give out a 1-unit play or a 2-unit play, it's a very small play. If I give out a 6-unit play, obviously it's a much stronger play. So make sure you follow the process. Nick, what do you have tonight for us?
Yeah, we got a big play in that playing game tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a side on that play. I'll give you a totals play here on a free play in that same exact one. But coming off a nice day on the diamond, I should say, one day there plus money. Detroit came through for us. Tarek Skubal had an outing there, and as well on the ice, we smacked Detroit. So it was a good day to be a Detroit fan there. And we're locked and loaded here on the hardwood floor tonight, Craig.
Griffin, anything big for you tonight?
You talking to me, Craig? You keep freezing up. We're freezing up, gentlemen.
Sorry. You have anything big tonight, Griffin?
I hear you, Craig. Yeah, I got a Yeah, we're chopping up pretty bad over here. I'll just keep talking. Yesterday, coming off a 6-unit MLB best bet winner with the Tampa Bay Rays, 16-1 final, went 2-1 on the day, had them in the Mets. I took the Nationals on a 1-unit first 5, ended up losing that game. So went 2-1 on the diamond. I have 2 plays on deck, 5 units in total when it comes to MLB. Hockey, yeah, Craig's completely glitching out right now. NHL 6-unit best bet. I'm hitting nearly 60% across 106 selection sample size, $2,485 profit. Soccer 7-unit best bet today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'm 7-0 my last 7 cards for plus $2,870 profit. So locked and loaded today, Craig. We're on the NBA hardwood. We've got a 4-unit. We've got a 3-pack inside of a 6-unit NHL best bet. We've got a 7-unit soccer play, and we've got 2 plays on the diamond today.
Man, that's what you call a card. Am I better now? Am I glitching still?
It's still glitching,
but let's just roll with it.
Hey, why don't you guys talk Major League Baseball? I'm going to reset the modem.
All right, let's do it. Tony,
am I back to hosting again? Freaking crap. 3 weeks in a row.
This damn guy every time.
He's like the freaking Sandman. You know, I saw a total today. We almost took a doubleheader. I don't know what you guys, if this might fall into one of your categories, but that Miami, Arizona over 9, that looks tasty. Guess who's leading the majors in batting against right-handers? No surprise, the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Miami wills out a right-handed rookie today on the bump. Good luck. Good luck. Let's see. Miami averaging their home games are averaging 10 runs. Diamondbacks road games are averaging just a little over 10 runs. Miami last year was freaking ridiculous. I started posting premiums last year on Miami overs at home because they were so ridiculous. They went 54-22 last year on overs at home. So you just blindly start betting, over. They're playing a team with a 189 batting average your last 10. No problem. It's a 9-8 game. I mean, it was just crazy. So a little bit of a lean there in Major League Baseball for me today on the over 9 in that Miami-Arizona game, Griff.
Yeah, Tony, I'm looking at this game. I almost had this as a premium, and then I really dove deep into this matchup. I'm looking at the Detroit Tigers rolling into Milwaukee to play the Brewers, and you could look at this game and immediately you want to attack the Tigers. Coming off a win, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games, and then you've got a Milwaukee team who's dropped 3 consecutive matchups, and they're just 5-5 in their last 10 games. Jack Flaherty, he will be getting the start for Detroit tonight. This guy's been sensational this season. He's got 16.2 innings of work, a 0.96 whip, 21 strikeouts, and just 7 walks. The issue is, though, with Jack Flaherty, well, against this Milwaukee Brewers team, lifetime, he's 4-7. He's got 94 innings of work with a high 4.58 ERA. That is not good by any means, especially coming from Jack Flaherty. And then you go look at this current Milwaukee Brewers team. Well, they're not struggling to score runs offensively. They're averaging 4.8 runs a game, which puts them 9th in baseball. Everybody, and I mean everybody's going to be hammering Detroit today. They're laying just minus 115 on the money line. Brewers plus value at home, and they're scoring runs. Give me the Brewers here plus value on the money line to take this game. That is my free play in this one, Tony.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, I want to get back to you there, Jim. The Dirty 630 will be coming out here. As you could see, we are in the office right now, so we got our PC. We'll have that back up and running. But let me talk to you about an MLB game here. We got the Washington Nationals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates with Paul Skeens on the mound absolutely dominated that one. They won that game 10-3 here. And you got Washington coming in, and they'll have Irving on the mound. In Irving's 3 starts this year, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, and the Philadelphia Phillies here. He faces a Pirates team that is currently ranked 25th in baseball in runs per game. I absolutely love these Nationals to jump out here on Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller will be on the mound here. He's 1-1, 17 innings of work, and he has the higher end of an ERA. He does have strikeout stuff with 14 Ks, but I like these Nationals and the way they're swinging the bats. Their offensive production is in the top 10 in baseball. They're averaging 4.6 runs per game. Give me the Washington Nationals in the first 5 innings over the Pittsburgh Pirates here for that MLB free play. Craig,
Hey,
how we doing?
Griff, I
Is
got
that
a
back?
question
Is it
for
better?
you on that Milwaukee game real quick.
Hit me, Tony.
Flaherty, his strikeouts over and under on a props 5.5.
I wouldn't.
I mean, that looks. I saw that this morning. That looked real tasty, real meaty, real juicy. You know, I think it's bad for your health if you take a bite today on that.
Yeah, no, Tony, I wouldn't jump on that play at all. I don't see Flaherty going longer than 4.5 innings in this matchup.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to be hammering this Tigers team. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say that they're just sneaking off the bat right now in the season and they're playing really good to hot start. This is a Tigers team that we're going to be looking at towards the end of the season, who's going to be in the mix of that 1 and 2 spot in the AL Central. They are a very dominant team, but this is simply just a mismatch, and this is a book trap play. The books know what Flaherty has done against Milwaukee in his career. As I just mentioned, he's got a lifetime 4-7 record with a high 4.51 ERA. I believe that this Milwaukee Brewers team is going to absolutely attack this guy, barrels out tonight. I don't like that prop play by any means. I would, as a matter of fact, be on the under in that play, Tony.
Yeah.
Every single pitching prop that you guys are going to see out of Jack Flaherty today, hit the reverse, go against him. He is going to get shelled in tonight's matchup. That's what my feedback is on that one, Tony.
Craig, you can take over now. I've hosted 2 weeks in a row for you, so sit
Is
back
that
into
better?
the chair, pal.
I mean,
It's better.
this freaking place has, we got the Roomba running. I go out there and it's like everything is on the Wi-Fi. I'm like, why is the Roomba running while I'm doing things? Like, I hit the reset the modem button, and everything in the house basically shuts off. I was like, guys, turn everything else off. I'm in the freaking, this is the only time I do shit every day, 1 to 1:30. Don't get me going. Like, I think the MLB, I'll give you a little free MLB play today. I like this Guardians-Orioles game to go over. Allen, I think Logan Allen's going to get absolutely blown up. Last year, he was a 5+ ERA. You see, I always say it's a little deceiving early on. 2, 3, 4 starts in. A guy can have 3 ERA. That's really his lifetime ERA is 5 and 6. And people then see that and they think, oh, well, no. Guys, almost always you pitch to your baseball card. Very seldom are you going to have a 2 less ERA in a season than your career average. I think today he gets bombed. The Orioles are sitting on a big game. They really have offense has kind of been so far. And I thought the Orioles I thought they had a chance to win that division again. They have not been good. I think today they get right. I think the over, I think it's 8.5 in that one. I think that one's a get right game. If you like maybe Orioles on the side too, but I didn't like the price as much, so I like the over a little better in that one. Did everybody else give a free play in the MLB?
Well, we're losing Craig left and right. We're losing Craig left and right. Logan Allen has gotten absolutely destroyed. He's had 2 out. He's 2-1 against, or 1-0 against them. He's got how many innings of work here? He's got 10 innings of work with a 4.26 ERA. So it definitely balls are going to be flying out of the park. I'm going to agree with you there, Craig, if you're still with us.
You see this?
We're losing Craig here. Tony, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just
we're losing everybody.
Gotta
Tony,
play amateur hour with Trapp every time he gets in here.
This is a shit show, guys.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I don't mind it. Say, listen, we're going to switch gears to the NBA. I just wondering, I'll go to Nick first. I just, as we're facing the playoffs now, who's going to win the East?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be Boston or you think it's going to be Cleveland? Has Cleveland got enough with the year they've had to win? We know they can beat Boston. Sure they can. But can they win a 7-game series? I'm wondering who you think in the East, because there's nobody.
Well, the biggest thing
with nobody else.
The biggest thing with Cleveland and their advantage is that home court. I see this, coming down to Boston and Cleveland there to get into the finals. Now, can they win that last game there at home? I think the Boston Celtics, though, they're the team to beat, but we'll see with this Cleveland Cavaliers team. They do have home court advantage. It's going to come down to, I believe, Game 7, and we'll see if they could get that last win there at home. They had a tremendous season, and they got into that position to have home court advantage here in the playoffs. But I'm leaning more towards this Boston Celtics. You can't go against the Boston Celtics here as they're the defending champions. So I would ride the Boston Celtics. I think they get over that hump in Cleveland because I know these two will be matching up against each other, Tony.
You got them minus 160. You got them minus 160 to win the East. You're catching the Cavs at plus 175 with home court and the best record in the NBA. It's kind of hard not to do a flyer on Cleveland there, Griff.
Tony, I'm on Cleveland. I know that the repeat, the back-to-back with winning the NBA Finals, that's one of the hardest things ever to do in any sport. Baseball, basketball, football, you name it. Winning the championship over and over again on the double repeat. And when you want to look at this, you don't look at what happened last year. You can look at historical data when you're making your individual selections across all spectrums. But when you are looking at a full series, you want to look at who was better all season long and who played better all season long. And that was the Cleveland Cavaliers. They went 34-7 at home, and on the road, they went 30-11. In conference matchups, they were 41-11. This Boston Celtics team, they played better on the road than they did at home. So if we're going to talk about home court advantage, there's no home court advantage. Cleveland Cavaliers have no issues playing on the road. They were just as dominant there than they were at home. When we go to conference matchups, Boston, they were 39-13 in conference, while 41-11 during conference play. Cleveland, on top of that, they took their foot off the gas the last fourth of the season going into this, and they're still throttling everyone going 6-4 in their last 10 games. The Cavaliers have been the better team all season long. As long as Donovan Mitchell can get healthy and this team could be fully go mode and everybody can be full health, they're a better team. And on top of that, I hate to say it, they're deeper. This Boston Celtics team, they are going to be relying once again on Jaylen Brown and Tatum to get it done. This Cavaliers team is stacked with talent across all cylinders. They're big on the boards. They crash hard. They shoot great from the arc, and they have speed. They're offensive beasts, and they're defensive beasts. Cleveland has been unstoppable all season long, especially at home with the record of 34-7. Everybody, and I mean everybody that I have talked to has said, no, the Celtics are going to win it again. The Celtics are going to again. This ain't last year. This ain't last year. This is this year. This is right now, and right now the Cavaliers are the best team in the East. So give me the damn Cavs and give me that plus 175. I'll take it all day with pizza money.
Well, this is going to be a pissing contest on Dirty 630 between you and Nick now. I can see that right now.
Let's go. Get your wallet out.
Hey, Tony, you got to settle it. You got to settle it, Tony. What do you like?
You want to do this again? I'll
tell you what. I'd lean Boston. Lean.
William, we'll be on the Dirty 630. Everybody's glitching out.
Well, Griff,
I think it's you guys. Actually.
Don't take it the wrong way, Griff. But I think Boston probably going to get them. I just got a feeling, but I did bet Cleveland. I didn't bet Boston. I took Cleveland on a flyer
because of the price, right?
Right.
Because it is closer than the price, but it's a public. Boston is the ultimate public team. So you're going to have to lay more.
I'm signing out and signing back in. I'm glitching.
Yeah, I think you're glitching. But Tony, I think you're right. It's like I think Boston's going to win, but the bet has to be Cleveland.
It has to be
because they have the home court and the price. If this price was minus 110 each, I'd take Boston. Like you know what I mean? Like because
they got so much, and plus if Porzingis doesn't, if he could, I mean, they're loaded, man. They're just, and Griff thinking that they don't have a bench, that's bullshit. Yeah, they got a bench. Boston's got a bench, too.
They have the best group of shooters in the league. And it's a three-point shooting league now. Now, they do rely a ton on the three-point shots. So if they go cold in a series, now it's going to be a series. Now, their defense is elite. They can switch everything between Porzingis and Al Horford, they can switch on every play. Now, Cleveland can somewhat do the same with Mobley and Jared Allen. They're both very mobile, but Boston is the best at it. Boston's the best at defending the three-point line. They're the best three-point shooting team. Second best team is Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City, I don't see anybody in the West getting to them. Like, I just don't see it. Now, can they beat Cleveland? Or that's the question. It's those three teams. We had Raphael the other day, and Raphael said it's actually you can get the field. He said if he set the field price, the field is basically even money versus those three teams. That's how dominant those three teams are right now. Is there somebody out there, Tony, outside of those three, you think maybe a flyer?
No, I'm not big on the Lakers. They're too inconsistent. I thought maybe the Nuggets. I think it's going to be hard to get through Denver. That'd be the only flyer. And I put a little bit on them just because of the number. I was getting 1,100, but I did bet the Thunder at minus 145 heavy to win the West.
I kind of, what do you think about the Clippers? The Clippers have been hot, and finally they're healthy. Like, that's a day, like the way they played the one at the Warriors when the Warriors had the home court, and like they're tough right now.
The thing that scares me about the Clippers is the sample size is so small on them for when they've been healthy.
Yeah, 30 games basically.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, literally, it's Oklahoma City's here and everybody else is here, and you're going to need Oklahoma City to shit down their leg basically 4 games in a row or 4 out of 6 games to even have a chance at beating them. And I don't see them doing that. They haven't done it all year. They're not going to start now.
Yeah, Dallas is the one that knocked them out last year, I believe, right? And obviously Luka had just a series, like a crazy series. Luka's the wild card, like out west, because if LeBron can step out of the way and let Luka can carry, like he carried a Dallas team that's, I think, less talented than the Lakers. But the problem is he doesn't get the ball in his hands like he did last year. Now with the Lakers. So I don't know what to expect of the Lakers, to be very honest. It would have been amazing if the Warriors won. It was going to be Lakers Warriors. That was going to be one heck of a series. With both so much changing since the trade deadline. But of course we don't get that now. The Warriors have to win tonight to face, because if the Warriors face Oklahoma City, they lose tonight and they end up facing Oklahoma City. It's over.
Do you really think that game's in doubt for the Warriors at home tonight?
The way they played,
dude, I know. I think Nick said he had a big move on that late game. He doesn't need to comment, but my free play today was Golden State. I mean, you take a look at Memphis, and that is a tale of two teams pointed in different directions. Memphis, hey, by the way, your coaching change didn't do jack shit. Matter of fact, you got worse. I mean, they allowed 119 points a game over their last 10 games. They turn the ball over. They don't get back in transition. Now, just those two things alone, think about that. 3 things against a Steve Kerr coach team who has a pedigree, who's been in this position. So is Green, so is Curry. Curry's just like, he's an alien from a different planet, But at the end of the day, you don't play defense. You turn the ball over. You don't get back in transition on defense. And you're playing Golden State, and you're doing all 3 of those things. That is the trifecta for disaster. I'm telling you right now.
The worry for me is I watched that Clippers game, of course, Clippers Warriors. The Clippers were double teaming Kawhi when he was at basically midcourt and just giving them layups. Ended up costing them the game. Instead of just you got to make guys just shoot over you. Sometimes they're just going to make shots, but you can't give up layups. They literally gave up 3 layups. They did it 3 times in a row, and they didn't do it anymore, but it was too late. Ended up costing them the game. They were up 4 with, 1:40 to go and went to overtime. They probably should have lost in regulation, to be honest. So I worry about the Warriors a little bit. If they get past this game, like you have to the Warriors got to be like, dude, if we could pick anybody, we're probably picking the Houston Rockets of the teams that are remaining, like are the top seeds. So this is actually a pretty good matchup for them. But, the Warriors are 0-3, by the way, in the play-in games. So they're not like they played well. Now, Jimmy Butler, I think he's 3-0, right? Nick, I think, didn't you mention that the other day? He's 3-0, or he might be even 4-0. He's had to play 2 games, I think, one time. Right? No, he could only be 3-0.
I haven't seen the brackets, but where the hell's if Houston doesn't have to play Oklahoma City before they could be in the finals?
Houston is the 2 seed, so the opposite of.
Yeah, that very possibly could be your finals. I tell you what, though, you can't throw Murray and Gordon and Jokic out the window. You can't throw them out.
They play the Clippers,
those guys,
right?
they're not playing that great this year, but man, this postseason, Jokic is a monster, man. I'm telling you, nobody wants to play him. I'll guarantee you, you got to earn it.
Oh, no. I mean, he should be. SGA is probably going to get the MVP because Joker's won it so many years in a row that I think like he'll get but he averaged a triple-double, and it wasn't like by a little. Like he was like he had 60, 20, and 10 or something like that one game. I mean, it's crazy. It went into overtime, but still, like the dude is putting up career numbers. The problem with Denver, they really don't shoot the ball well from the three-point line. Like they just the year they won it, they had a little more shooting. And they've lost some of that, and depth becomes an issue. When you win a championship, the Celtics are one of the few teams. It's because they just wrote checks. I mean, the ownership group has sold there, so they're not going to worry about that. The Celtics are going to have the most expensive payroll for the next 5 years because everybody's signed to some monster contracts. NBA getting ready to get a new TV contract, so that's going to help there. But still, I mean, their tax implications are going to be like the Warriors when they had KD, where they're paying $50 million on a tax bill. So it's an interesting spot for Denver, though, because I think they play the Clippers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think whoever wins that game is going to be like, wow, that should have been like a finals type matchup. That's a great matchup. So the Western Conference is loaded. I mean, I wish in basketball we could just go 1 to 16, and like rank them so that we actually get the 2 best teams, because the 2 best teams are out east, the 2 best teams are out west. I would like to see the 2 best teams. The Eastern Conference has been weak for a long time. This year actually has 2 good teams, but that's a rarity. So is there anything in the NHL you like today, Nick, before we get away here?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet here as we're going in and out. But the St. Louis Blues here, ladies and gentlemen, they got to win, and they punch their ticket here into the playoffs. They're hanging on in that last spot on the wild card. So give me the St. Louis Blues to take it and get money line over that Utah Hockey Club tonight. Utah's off back-to-back. They just went to Nashville. They won 7-3 there. I like the St. Louis Blues team to punch their ticket here into the playoffs, Craig.
Yeah, this is a very careful day. Like if you thought the NBA regular season ending was like complicated with who was needing to win and who wasn't, the NHL has a lot of like up in the air, like who's going to play. And unlike the NBA where you just say guys are out, and they don't do that in the NHL. They just play them way less minutes. So it's almost worse because you don't really know who's going to get the minutes on the ice. So be very careful in NHL. I mean, we have today, tomorrow, and Thursday, right, Nick?
Yeah, Thursday is the last day.
Yeah, so be very careful out there. If anybody's saying you should be like, going 8-unit game of the year, trust me, you should not, because even the teams that need to win, like there's a reason they're in those spots. It's like, yes, you need to win, but there's a reason why you're at the last of the season and you haven't secured a playoff spot.
You better put a disclaimer on that comment. Vernon Croy might be firing 8-unit tonight in the NHL.
Vernon comes in here. I'll try to talk him off the wall, but I mean, this is more so than I've ever seen in the NHL. Like it's just so wild this year and the last couple games even. I mean, who was it? Was it Calgary? Someone was up 2-0. I had them the other night. They were up 2-0 in the fourth and gave up 4 and lost. And that team didn't need to win. So I think it was Colorado, right, that came back and beat them. Like that's just like this team had nothing to play for, yet they still scored 4 goals. So I mean, it's just weird stuff happens. Just be careful in NHL. Griffin, you have anything in NHL tonight? That you want to give away free?
Dude, Craig, I'm freezing up so bad, man. I can't even take the Maple Leafs on the money line over the Sabres, -155. Sabres suck at home. I'm glitching so damn bad, dude. I can't even give out a breakdown.
Hey, just remember,
take the Maple Leafs on the money line.
Plus money. Like if you're taking plus money and you go 50-50, you win. So like at this time of year, taking plus money, NHL, Major League Baseball, don't let people talk you off of plus money underdogs. I think that's, not enough people bet underdogs. I mean, Tony, my theory is you should be betting 35 to 40% of underdogs throughout your whole slate of card throughout the year. But in moneyline sports, it should be even more. because if you're playing all favorites, you got to win 65, 68% of the time to show a profit. That's just not sustainable.
Yeah. I remember one time Mike Lee used to mentor me when I was coming up through the ranks back in the 1990s. He was a legendary handicapper out there in Las Vegas, won a bunch of contests. And we were talking about the NFL specifically. And he looked at me, he said, Tony, and I was having a great year, #1 at Jack Stewart Sports Watch back in the day, all that stuff. He said, if you take a look at your NFL at the end of the season and you put out more favorites than you did underdogs, I'll guarantee you'll have a losing year. And so I'm always looking for reasons to take the dog.
Yeah, that's
I've
facts.
got one tonight in the NHL.
Like, think about this. The public plays favorites and overs. If you play favorites and underdogs, the books don't lose. So if you're playing favorites and underdogs more often than not, now you can't say anything like you should never say, we're only playing favorites, only play underdogs, only playing over. You can't do that.
No.
Selectively, like you said, you look at it through a season or an entire sports season, that's just the way it is. And most people don't like to play underdogs, because they're the less popular team. They're not the Celtics. They're not the Lakers. So being on the public side is not usually a way to win long term. Like, that's just honest truth. All right, guys, let's finish off here. I appreciate Tony picking up for me a little bit. I think it wasn't my internet. I think it was
a little bit. Time out, Trapp. Last 2 weeks I showed up. You weren't even on the show.
Well,
I want my fruit basket. I never got that, dude.
These guys heard the story. I've been in an Uber a lot. My Uber stopped to take a number deuce at the gas station. He's like, I just got to stop and get gas. I'm like, well, what am I going to say? No, run out of gas. I'm going to push this thing. I'm like, okay. I'm sitting in the car like 15 minutes later. I'm still there. The pump's done. I'm like, what is, and I'm like, I was going to be late, but I missed the entire show because this guy had to take a dump. I was like, what in the freak I shouldn't have to pay for this. I did. And I tipped him. I felt so bad. I have this thing when I'm as a bettor and as a handicapper that I always tip amazing because I don't want any bad, mojo and like against me. So I was like, I got to tip this guy because if I lose, I'm going to have to blame it because I didn't tip the guy. So I tipped him anyway, even though I missed the show because the guy took a number deuce. All right, guys. I appreciate Tony stepping in. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll have Raphael. So we can talk a lot of kind of where the money's coming in the NBA playoffs and even NHL playoffs as we start to see those numbers show up. So we'll see Raphael tomorrow. Tony, we'll see you next week. Griffin and Nick, we'll see you tomorrow. Hope all your bets are winning ones. Don't forget, DocSports.com/free60. Get your free $60 account and make sure you get in on all the winners from some of our best experts as we have here. Good luck.